Hey there, Tilray traders and investors. It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Today's Thursday, May 25th. Hope you're well as you can be, with Tilray stock price down about 20% after hours. Going to go over some breaking news that Tilray just released after hours that is driving this downward pressure. 150 million convertible note has been offered. So obviously the stock price and investors, traders starting to bail on this news. Obviously not what we wanted to see, and the nightmare continues with the MJ industry. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Getting very, very close to that 500,000 view mark on the channel. So first and foremost, thank you very much to everybody who has supported me along the way. But here's the note from the press release details from Tilray Brands website. Tilray Brands Inc. announces proposed registered offering of 150 million of convertible senior notes. A portion of the proceeds will be used to refinance existing debt. And convertible notes offer lower interest expense and fewer covenant restrictions than our non-convertible debt options due to the conversion option value, and are less dilutive than issuance of common stock. So going into this here, a leading MJ lifestyle and consumer packaged goods company, Tilray Brands, today announced that it has commenced a registered offering of 150 million aggregate principal amount of convertible senior notes due 2027. Tilray also expects to grant a 30-day option to the underwriters of the notes, and offering to purchase up to an additional 22.5 million aggregate principal amount of notes solely to cover over allotments. The offering is subject to market and other conditions, and there can be no assurance as to whether or when the offering may be completed, if at all, or as to the actual size of the terms of the offering. So that is very important as well. We'll want to see this actually complete, and again, we can't take everything. We can take things at face value, but until they actually complete. But obviously the market not responding well to this news due to the raising of funds essentially going to dilute the stock. So Tilray intends to use a portion of the proceeds from this offering to finance the concurrent repurchase of a portion of the outstanding 5% convertible senior notes due in 2023 and or 5.25% convertible senior note due in 2024 as described below. That's the remainder of the net proceeds for general corporate purposes. The notes will be senior unsecured obligations of Tilray, will accrue interest payable semi-annually in arrears, and will mature on June 15, 2027 unless earlier repurchased, redeemed, or converted. Note holders will have the right to convert their notes into shares of Tilray common stock at their option at any time until the close of business at the second scheduled trading day immediately before the maturity date. The notes will be redeemable in whole or not in part at Tilray's option at any time on or after June 20th, 2025 at a cash redemption price equal to the principal amount of the notes to be redeemed plus accrued and unpaid interest, if any, but excluding the redemption date, but only if the last reported sale price of Tilray's common stock exceeds 130% of the conversion price for a specified period of time. The interest rate, initial conversion rate, and other terms of the notes will be redeemed at the time pricing of the offering. In connection with the company's offering of the notes, the company expects to enter into a share lending agreement with affiliate Jefferies LLC, the share borrower, until it will lend the share borrower shares of the company's common stock. The borrowed shares will be newly issued shares issued in connection with offering of the notes and will be held as a treasury shares upon the expiration or early termination of the share lending agreement. Purchasers of the note may separately sell shares of the company common stock that they may borrow through the share borrower. The company expects that the selling stockholders will use the short position created by such sales to establish their initial hedge with respect to their investments in the notes. The company will not receive any proceeds from the expected sale of the borrowed shares for the note purchasers. Let's just go through here. So basically, I'm not going to read all of this. It's pretty dry. All you need to know is this is going to be more debt taking on in form of convertible note, and obviously going to be dilutive, but not as dilutive as non-convertible debt options. So obviously, it is what it is, and the tough times continue. After hours, Tilray Brands down 18.2% at the moment. Let's just give this a refresh. So 19.49%, so basically down 20% here after hours. And there was also some news that CGC was going to be, there was another lawsuit that was brought against CGC. So CGC today as well, if you're wondering, I'm going to do a video on that one here in just a moment. But it was down about 17%, almost 20% as well. So that didn't help the space either. So if you're wondering why we're seeing such a sell-off after hours and why CGC was down, Canopy Growth, that is why. And then obviously Tilray taking it on the chin here today after hours and hitting a new all-time low. So we don't have any support nearby, so it's just psychological numbers from here, right? No support based on this being an all-time low. So 175, 150 from here will be the next support. But if we take a look at the weekly time frame, it's probably getting close to weekly oversold here now with this move after hours. I wouldn't be surprised if we did recover significantly here into tomorrow, though. We are getting pretty extended, but nowhere near monthly oversold. If we take a look at the 10-week moving average, we did have some warning signs, which I mentioned in yesterday's video. If you haven't seen that video, you can check that out. But I did a bullish pattern that we were watching potentially. It was an inverse head and shoulders, but that has now been negated. And Swiss National Bank increased their position to 3.48 million in Tilray. May have been a little bit too soon. But yeah, down here after hours, like I said, we were watching for a weekly inverse head and shoulders as a potential bullish reversal pattern. But now that we lost the head there at 217 after hours, that is going to negate the odds of this playing out. So we can delete this here from the chart. Again, technical analysis isn't the end all be all. It's just looking at the probabilities, and the odds were favoring a type of bullish reversal. But now, obviously, with this news, that put a damper in things. So that has since been negated. And now we're back to weekly lower lows and still unable to confirm a weekly uptrend. It's going to be many months before we can be confident that a bottom is in on Tilray, in my opinion. It's going to be some sort of safe banking. It's going to be, HHS coming back with a recommendation for, the U.S. government. We'll see if they end up legalizing medical or descheduling or rescheduling MJ in the next, who knows? It could be 2 months, could be 3 months, could be 6 months, could be a year, but we'll see. I would say it's probably going to be over the next 3 months, 3 to 6 months. But essentially, we got many months worth of work to do here now. And like I said, that's probably going to... MJ is also getting reviewed here in Canada, the MJ Act. So that's something that could move the needle as well. But those three things are going to be the big things, in my opinion, that are going to be on the cusp here that could lift us out of this bear market. But we had some warning signs here on the weekly time frame. We were below the 10-week moving average. We had the stochastic and the MACD starting to curl as well. So it's looking like we could see that bear cross into tomorrow, follow through. And then the weekly time frame, not much to see there for the moving averages, but here we are back below the 50-day moving average again. No end in sight, really, it seems. But I did add to my Tilray position today. I just nibbled a tiny bit there into the end of the day, but I will look to potentially add some tomorrow. And this could be also another opportunity for arbitrage with Hexo. I did another video on that one. I did a live stream merger update on Hexo and Tilray, arbitrage breakdown. So if you want to see that, you can check that out. But essentially, the discount was getting smaller and smaller. So we'll see what that discount ends up being tomorrow once the market opens, with Hexo only being down 5.65% and Tilray down almost 20% here after hours. There should be a decent discount into tomorrow. But I more than likely will put net new money in tomorrow and buy some Tilray. I may even convert some more Hexo into Tilray. We'll see how we open tomorrow. But going to end it there, like I said, tough times continue with MJ and CGC. Another lawsuit brought against it. They're going to do another video for CGC here in the not too distant future. Try to get it at some point today. So going to end it there, though. Let me know what you think of this news here in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the pursuit of wealth. And share the video, like it, and yeah, it's been a tough couple of years in MJ, to say the least. But going to end it there. Have a great night. See you on the next video.